Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Strege, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Delusions of Grandeur review. My name is David Strege, and here is another review for the first directorial debut by director Christopher Alexander, who worked with Autonomy Pictures to distribute his first feature, Blood for Irina, spelled with an I, not with an E, with Intervision Picture Corporations, and he is also the, or was also, might still be the Fangoria magazine's editor-in-chief, but it's on here on the Queen of Blood Blu-ray as a bonus feature, so that you can see it. The film brings us to a seaside town of sorts, zeroing in on an almost deserted hotel. Chipped and worn, we hear whispers as we are introduced to Irina, played by Henry, whose lips are dripped in blood, as it seems in the next moment she is getting ready to go out on the town. It's night. Irina appears to be alone as she stares out into either the sea or lake or port, and she walks through almost empty cobblestones, hearing only the beating of hearts. As I watch, I realize this isn't a speaking film. It's camera angles and sounds meshed up into a dreamlike sequence. Irina brings back a victim to this motel, or hotel, or whatever you want to call it, and very subtly there is a man, played by D. Goodfellow, bearing witness, watching inadvertently, being a third person of the story, whether a person of her past or a haunting presence or her present or a variation of her future is left up to the imagination. But what we do uncover is that Irina needs blood to survive. So whether she is a vampire or just a blood drinker is hard to say. My problem is that it is very slow, which seems to be the stereotypical Hollywood norm nowadays, and the typical artsy fartsy, the real um, artsy Hollywood seems to like. Yeah, even filmmakers seem to like the slow, sleepy, put to sleep audience kind of film. um, which isn't always my cup of tea, but in order to create a story, um, I could see someone with an artistic eye could very well enjoy this feature, as it is avant-garde and has some beauty and mystique. I am glad I did watch it to understand why a filmmaker would create a film with no speaking involved. Uh, to rely on images and suggestion to tell a story is a unique form, and I have respect for this type of film, but to keep me interested, I need a bit more action. I almost call this an only to myself, a part of the only lovers left alive generation. A theory in which a story on a film is told in the slowest of ways with 70s colors and slow, monotonous, almost to the extent of putting one to sleep kind of film. As I said to someone with a camera's eye, I could see very well how it could be regarded as a possible art form and style that may be revered by some, but it is hard for me to keep my attention on what was happening. On another level, the cobblestone streets and village shops were a unique filming area. To me, when it tapped into some of the memories of Irene's past and her awakening, did it become more enjoyable. Ultimately, it is up to the viewer, which is you, um, to what you like, and this just isn't and wasn't my type of film. I tried to like it. Maybe it was to be like a dream. My synopsis: Irina has a blood addiction and just kept going, and remembering her victims of days past while she was dying, and the mysterious man, a possible lover that couldn't help but clean up her mess and be there even to clean up her messes. And the girl in pink hair is almost a kindred spirit. The film stars Shauna Henry as Irina, Carrie Gimmel as Pink, David Goodfellow as Man, uh, Andre Becker as Victim, Mark Goodfellow as Child, Jason Tanis as Munster, and Brennis Crowells all starred in this film. And hopefully you give this film at least a one-time chance, and give it a look, because I believe that every film deserves at least a one-time viewing, and hopefully you enjoyed my description of this film. Now on to the second film that is the main feature on this Blu-ray, Queen of Blood. So, brought to us again by Autonomy Pictures, and distributed along with his first feature film, Blood for Irina. Director Christopher Alexander, the editor-in-chief of Fangoria magazine, brings us Queen of Blood, which was filmed in 2014, whereas Blood for Irina was filmed in 2012. And he brings us a sequel where he has Irina as reborn. Irina, played by Henry again, is discovered by a woodsman set in the Wild West as part of or start of a vampire plague. Where in his first feature I said something about the slowness, that it wasn't my cup of tea, I have renewed appreciation for Blood for Irina seeing this second feature, as I feel it is uh, an altogether surrealistic venture into a past, and I'm now understanding the vision that Alexander meant to portray, so to speak. There was a religious presence, and it is a bygone world of sin, and the devil is, and there's a moment of realization I see in the priest, played by Ogilvy, um, as the blood-soaked Irina wanders into the woods, only trying to survive, but leaving a trail of blood in her wake. What I didn't touch on in the first film, as I will in the second film, is that there is a sense of erotica as well. A gore factor that, to the eye of the experimental gore enthusiast, will certainly enjoy. I also like a lot of westerns, so having this flare of time period where the first film seemed set in the 70s setting, where Queen of Blood has a frontier-like atmosphere. Alexander, I feel, captures an aloneness of the frontier life where a woman and her unborn son appear to be waiting for whom I think was her husband, meaning the woodsman. And this priest senses evil as he comes across Irene's random victims. Though I'm not normally a fan of this kind of surrealistic cinematography, I thoroughly enjoyed this feature and feel now a connection to the first that there wasn't before. Also realizing the director composed the scores of these two films, I enjoyed the music behind both films as well. I don't renege that these weren't slow films, but now having seen both, I understand their beauty and their place. I still think there should be more action and more speaking, but in order for me to understand the first film, I think I had to see this film. I certainly recommend this film for its cinematography, and some reason I enjoyed it. I can't fully explain it all, but that's only me. And I hope that this. I hope that you enjoyed my description of this film. Definitely like and subscribe to my page if you have not. I hope that you can check this film out along with its predecessor, and definitely make sure that you at least give both of these films a one-time watch. Um, Again, I have renewed appreciation for both, well, specifically his debut film, Blood for Irina. So definitely check the films out. I know that there are other films that this filmmaker has made, and I'm definitely going to check those out down the road. So I'll definitely have some more cool stuff to talk about. So thank you so much. Have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?